Hey there, everybody. Welcome back with the Purplatypus is the name, and today we're going to be talking about Yakuza Like a Dragon and Infinite Wealth. The game's not out yet. According to Steam, it's out in 2 days here. Already in my library, coming out in 2 days. And I was just impatient. I want to make content on this game, but I don't have a demo, so I figured we'd just kind of talk about it, and I'll tell you why I'm so excited. This is 26th. Steam says 25th. I don't know. Time zones, probably. So let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. The bad, there is no bad. The ugly, which is also the bad. First and foremost, this is kind of going around a lot of news sites right now. New Game Plus appears to be tied behind an extra $10, $15 of the game. Also, so I don't really care about this, but I know that it's scummy, but I've never really played New Game Plus on anything. I don't like New Game Plus. I find it unfun to redo all the stuff that I've done, but making it incredibly trivially easy. However, it is a standard, right? It's a standard of RPGs, so it's very scummy to not have it in there. What I do care about more is the bonus dungeon. I want to be able to do all the dungeons, and this is probably going to be a difficult or fun dungeon at least. You know, they want to convince you to buy it. Special summons, I really like. That's some of the most fun of the game is looking at these new summons. And resort guests, I don't know what this is, but this sounds like some sort of in-game, like you're building a resort and you have additional guests. This is a big one. So this is the ugly thing. The deluxe edition has a lot of this stuff behind it that I feel like should be in the game already, or at least just like, I don't know, have it more objectively listed. Objectively, I don't like that word. More listed as like a DLC, like an add-on, like a first round DLC, but day one DLC, like, come on. Anyway, that's the negative. Let's talk about the good stuff. Why am I excited? I was just kind of looking at this page and holy crap, am I excited. So as far as if you haven't played Like a Dragon, the prequel to this game, Yakuza, whatever, 6, 7, I don't know which one it is. But if you haven't played the first Like a Dragon, I highly recommend that you do, even if with this game coming out. I recommend you play that one first because this one, it's an incredible game. It's why I'm excited for this game, because I love that game. But the story is going to be a direct continuation, and I feel like you really need the basis of that story. It is such a fucking good story. I don't know how they do it, how the Yakuza guys do it. If it was just on Infinite Wealth, I don't really play Yakuza games. I just play Infinite Wealth because I like JRPGs. But the balance between absolutely funny, silly, wacky, just having a good time with like a bunch of grown men dressed as babies, like, hey, we're babies. Sometimes we cry. That's what we do. Like, there's like weird situations that come up all the time, like, and it's wacky. But then on the other hand, there's like some very, very serious shit that happens in the game, and they manage to pace them out in a very, very engaging, and they're masterclass of basically having their cake and eating it too. They can have the crazy wacky stuff, they have the very, very epic emotional drama storytelling, and they do both incredibly well. But basically, I just wanted to go over what they say the game has, and that way I could, because this is basically my talking points. Best in class action RPG. Now this is what I'm a little nervous about. I do think that Yakuza Like a Dragon, one of its weaker points was its combat system. Now that doesn't mean it's bad. And the combat system itself is actually pretty strong. That's not entirely what I mean. I mean the game's balance I felt was off. I felt the job system was a little shallow. It didn't have enough depth to it. But more than that, I felt like the enemies were way too easy throughout the whole game, and then they became way too squishy or tanky. It didn't feel like a really well balanced Dragon Quest game. It felt like this was like one of their first goes at a really, really full-on RPG, and it didn't quite land for me in terms of the balancing. Now, as that being said, the actual combat itself was serviceable. It was good. It was not on par with something like Dragon Quest 12, Persona 5, Persona 3, Persona 4. Of course, I can't. Once you mention one of them, you got to mention all three of those. Otherwise, someone's going to get mad. But I think that's okay because the game made up for it in 1,000 other ways. And I think this being a sequel, this is what I'm really, really excited to see, how they improve upon the system that they had. Hopefully just make it better than it was. I want the game to be difficult, like really difficult. I don't think it will be, but that's okay. We're still gonna have fun. Infinite Adventure, there's a lot of stuff to do. So the job system, like in the first game, there was a lot of jobs. I don't think there was 18. I think this is more, but they kind of just had like, there wasn't carryover skills really I don't think there was any carryover skills for the most part. I mean, it's been a while since I played it, but I remember like I didn't care about leveling up secondary jobs because it didn't make my character have more tactical options. I just chose which job I wanted him to have. You know, it's like if I leveled up 2 jobs, the only reason to do that was this, like the stat increases were permanent, but the skills that you got weren't. So it wasn't like a Final Fantasy Tactics style thing where every time you get a job, you can like equip part of it and you do this, do that. It felt kind of like, yeah, I just stayed the job that I wanted for the entire game. Why would I ever switch it? I never felt incentivized to switch with the job system. So I'm hoping that they have more reason for you to really branch out and try the new jobs other than just to see the cool animations, which I'll do. You know, I'll switch the jobs, level them a little bit just to kind of see the attacks. But I'm hoping that there is a mix and matching of these different jobs to make really cool, unique builds, basically. Different job combinations. I'm hoping this isn't like your party's job combinations, but actually on an individual character. But again, if it's just like the first one, that'll be fine. I think they're a little afraid of going too deep because this isn't a RPG franchise, but it is an RPG franchise now in a lot of ways, right? These are their mainline games. They're now JRPGs, and I think you can't be afraid to increase the depth of these systems. Not make it overly complex and dumb, but just add more for the really, really experienced JRPG gamers like myself. Someone that doesn't play action games because I've got slow reaction speed. I've just got a good think box sometimes. Dynamic movement. This is something that actually sounds really cool. Being able to move in combat, I'm hoping this adds a lot. It looks like you can move in this little range and cause your characters to like knock people into things. This seems kind of fun. Adds a little bit of different options depending on your arena. I'm excited to see how they implement this, less in random encounters, but more so in big boss fights. See if there's cool things you could do in boss fights to interact with the environment. Area of effect attacks, who cares? Knockback attacks, that's kind of cool, you know, interact with the environment. Combo attacks will be exciting. Perfect attacks. This is kind of the Super Mario RPG. This is not new, but I do like that. This is what I was looking for, Smackdown. This looks fun to me. This is basically, after you get to a certain level, you can go up to thugs on the street or whatever, and you don't need to fight them. You can just hit a button and instantly knock them all out, basically. You're going to get a lot less experience, it says. I don't know how much less. If it's like 1/10, then it's not useful for leveling up, but in a sense it might be because it's so much faster. But it seems like it's going to be a good way to earn money and items. So you're going to be able to farm specific item drops you want without having to go into the combat each and every time. This might be a way to get experience, but I love these modern quality of life things in RPGs, you know. One, because it allows them, there's so much to do in the game. Nowadays, like this game has so many different side quests, mini games, you know, places to explore, things that you want to be doing, that you don't want to just spend your time grinding for an item drop that maybe is like a 5% item drop or something, right? You want to be able to just go up and smack, kill them all, and get it. So I'm very excited for that. So here's one that I'm crazy excited for as well. I'm excited for everything because this game looks awesome. We're listening to the soundtrack right now. Sujimon. They're gonna have the Pokemon battles, 3-on-3 Sujimon battles, where you're gonna be able to issue orders and you're like their coach. So I think you go catch them and then you battle them. Collect Sujimon and train them to battle to become a Sujimon master. All around the city, dangerous individuals known as Sujimon run rampant. You can befriend and train them to create the ultimate team battle on a 3v3 competitions as their trainer. Strengthen your team to dethrone the reigning champions of the Sujimon battle world, the Discreet Four. Not the Elite Four, the Discreet Four, to become the Suji Master. I mean, it's obviously a parallel to Pokemon. They use all the same, you know, trainer, Sujimon Master, the Discreet Four. So the 3-on-3 battle is a little interesting. I bet the Sujimon, this is a side game, right? This isn't what the whole game is built around, so there's probably less depth in this system than you would expect, but it's probably, I'm very excited to see how they implement this. I love these kinds of side games. I love just cool, fun side games, all right? And this one seems like it could be very, very in-depth. Mismatch. This one, I actually don't know if I know much about this, but it's connect with people from across the globe using the hottest new matchmaking app. So you're looking for a girlfriend. You create his profile and try to chat with potential match to get a face-to-face meeting. Will they turn out to be all you ever imagined? Going on dates will improve Ichiban's personality stats, so get out there and find your match. So you get to do a whole dating sim within this game as well. So you got the Pokemon sim, you got the dating sim, you've got the karaoke, right? You've got the arcade, which has full video games in it, including Virtua Fighter 3TB, which I don't even know what that is. Side quest. Oh my god, that's a cow getting adopted. This is what I mean, right? Like, there's literally Ichiban watching a cow get abducted by aliens, and then in the next scene, you'll be like, your father is actually your mother. Oh! But it's not silly. It's very serious, and we all are engaged with it. Personality, this is just leveling it up. Bond level, classic. Dungeons, classic. Look at that cool enemy. It's just clowns on stilts, huh? All right. There's a mini game about delivering cheeseburgers, and this is one that actually I wanted to talk about. This one might be where the resort island guest from below, the resort guest might be related to this. I'm not actually sure, but I find himself responsible for reviving an island, a place that has unfortunately become a local landfill. So we're gonna gather resources. This is like a Harvest Moon style thing, it seems like. If you look in the top left corner of this right here, it might be kind of hard to see. I was born in, you know, I'll give him my real birthday. That way you guys know. How about that? So if you look up here, you can't really see it that well because it's cutting out, but you got a bug net, you got a bat, and you've got a pitchfork, and he's got hearts, and there's like this whole map down here, but it looks like you're basically gonna be going around this island as a mini game and reviving it, right? You're gonna be getting people to come here, you're gonna be cleaning up their mess. This might be the new money making mini game, like a really, really in-depth long mini game. Everyone remembers that fucking the business where you control the business mini game. That mini game was so fucking fun that literally Honkai Star Rail stole it for a part of their game as well, right? So this might be the new version of that. I hope they bring back that other mini game too and let you do it again. But there's just so much in this game, man. There's so much. The quality of life that they are adding, all the fucking side activities that look fun, the actual physical RPG mechanics and game itself, the story. This is probably going to be my game of the year, with an exception of maybe Yuden Chronicles. I don't remember how to say that game, but that's like that's like an ultimate JRPG. This is a bigger than life JRPG. That's a more focused on the JRPG experience kind of thing, but we'll see. This is likely going to be one of my games of the year. This music though, bro. A wild enemy appears. This might be the battle theme, which I like. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I'll start making content ASAP. I don't know if I'm going to stream it. I probably will a little bit. But I'm going to be playing a lot of my free time so I can start making guide videos and stuff on this game. Teach you guys how to do all the things that you need to know to be able how to do. That way you guys could watch the watch this game, watching me, watching you. All right. Well, that's all I really got to talk about today. I just really wanted to talk about this game with someone. And at the end of the day, that's why I have a YouTube channel. So I can talk about games I love and share it with other people. So hopefully you guys are as excited for this game as I am. If you're not, I recommend you get excited because this game is going to be badass. Yes, there's $10 or $15 DLC behind the deluxe edition that includes New Game Plus. That's dog shit. That's ugly. Dragon Quest Monsters Joker also had the Molehole DLC, which I think was more core to the actual gameplay loop than that, and that was paid DLC. So again, these JRPGs are starting to branch into the scummy realm, but there's a dick in the salad, but I'm still gonna eat that salad. I guess that's the way to say it. You know, I can't help it. I want to play it. I'm gonna play it. Sorry. You have morals, not me. All right, I'm gonna swallow them while I play this game. All right, much love. Purplatypus is Purplatypus. I'll see you on the flip flops. Peace.